because I want to get like 8 tickets for the Holiday Bowl because he's promised number 1 and number 2 in the nation are playing, the hell of the BCS, so I'm excited about that. And he's the great announcer. I went to the NCAA basketball, and who was announcing that, the regionals? None other than, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Neville!
Yeah. I've heard of the Holiday Bowl. Most people raise their hands, but very few understand why we do these games. And so that's why we've been going out and doing a lot of these presentations. But as I was thinking about it this morning as I was driving into the office and coming here today, and this one definitely, you guys are a special group, especially as it relates to the founding of the Holiday Bowl. You know, when I was driving in, I was thinking of Harry Frells. Harry was the one that actually brought me into this club originally, and Harry has left his mark with the Holiday Bowl. It'll be there forever. I was thinking about Bob Shoemaker, and you know, Bob is one of my favorite people I've ever known. You know, and so certainly one of the funniest. This year, Stadium Spectacular, you'll see up there. So the point we've seen when the Aztecs have Sky Show, you know, when they have the big fireworks program, their audience doubles. And I don't like to say we steal ideas. I prefer to think of this as market research. So we are doing the same thing for the Poinsettia Bowl this year. And it's going to be even a little bit bigger than Sky Show. Not only that, we are unveiling fireworks technology that has never been seen in America. Well, it's actually, I can't even really picture it, but this stuff that we're going to be doing, there's going to be these monster mesh screens. And by the way, you have to be in the stadium. You can't like park on Camino del Rio and watch the show. You actually have to be in the stadium to watch this. And there's these huge mesh screens that are going to be laced with fireworks stuff. And there's going to be these 3-dimensional images that are going to play out on these screens, you know, out of fireworks. And it's kind of interesting. One of these presentations, 2 games that combined to generate more than 300,000 hotel room nights. What's significant, the number's great, but what's even more significant than the number is the fact that the Holiday Bowl takes place Christmas to New Year's. That is the second slowest tourism week of the year in San Diego. The Poinsettia Bowl takes place the week before Christmas, typically. And getting to the point of why we started that game in 2005, that game takes place during the slowest tourism week of the year in San Diego. So those two, with the 2 football games, we fill the slowest tourism weeks of the year in San Diego, and we fill up a lot of trolleys.
You do?
Yeah.
The most.
The most. '13 is an opportunity for us to go back to the Big Ten. With those 2 conferences, the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, there are nearly 1 million students and 11 million living alumni. And a lot of those alumni live here in Southern California. So the way it works out, it was a risk for us, certainly, to get this matchup. In 2013, our team payout, in other words, how much we had to pay the teams to get here, was $5 million. Last year, we had to pay $6 million. And that's a lot of money for us. We're a nonprofit, by the way. And but our board of directors weighed it and thought that, you know, the enhanced benefit for the community was going to be significant by making this switch, and so they opted to move forward with it. And the teams that we're getting out of the Pac-12, college football playoff takes their teams, then it's the Alamo Bowl, and then us. Okay, so it's either the 3rd or 4th team out of the Pac-12. Out of the Big Ten, the college football playoff takes their teams, and then we are what's considered a top-tier pick, a top-tier bowl game. And what that means, we are lumped together with the Outback Bowl in Tampa and the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. We are guaranteed over the 6-year contract to get 5 different teams. And the reason this was done was to avoid bowl fatigue. So Nebraska, for example, having been here 3 times in the last 6 years, they don't want to come back. So we're going to be getting teams that haven't been coming. This year, I say Wisconsin because the last 2 years they've gone to Florida for bowl games. So they are ripe to come out here. Michigan hasn't gone to Florida too much recently, so they are ripe for going down to Florida. And by the way, Michigan, I would say, is our number 2 most likely team to come out, which will be pretty fun. Michigan State, after losing last week, is probably going to go to the Citrus Bowl if things play out this way. And that would leave Ohio State to go up to probably a semifinal game, and Iowa into the Rose Bowl. So that's my prediction on that. Pac-12, I think Stanford will win out. I think Stanford could make their way into a semifinal game, but I doubt it. And so I think Stanford will go to the Rose Bowl, and then that'll leave the Alamo Bowl to choose between Utah, Oregon, Washington State, maybe UCLA, maybe outside chance USC. And I know that they are looking very favorably at Washington State right now. They like those teams that throw the ball 65 times. The only thing, it's great having a team that throws the ball 65 times. It's a bummer having a team that plays a 5-hour football game. So, in which case, we are looking very highly at Oregon right now. Out of the Poinsettia Bowl, it's a lot messier. We have no idea who we're going to be getting. But if I were to guess, because it is possible that there's a scenario out there that if the Vegas Bowl, they have an option, you either get the #1 pick out of the Mountain West or BYU. If they take BYU, we get the first pick out of the Mountain West Conference. And we are looking, I know some of you might be thinking about San Diego State. Back-to-back bowls for a team is never a favorable thing. And so right now, I would say our #1 selection would probably be Air Force. I think Air Force would be great. Boise State is also up there. I think San Diego State has a really good opportunity this year to go to a game like the Cactus Bowl in Phoenix. I think that would be wonderful for that football program. But I think Air Force, Boise State, New Mexico are the 3 most likely for the Poinsettia. And they'll be playing most likely a team out of the Mid-American Conference. And if I had my druthers, I would love to get Bowling Green. Now there is a chance there are going to be bowl games looking for teams because there's not going to be enough bowl eligible teams out there. Believe it or not, there are 80 slots for bowls right now, for bowl spots. We're looking at about 72 that are going to be bowl eligible. 72, in other words, that are 6 wins or more. And so there's going to be some 5 and 7 teams that are going to be going into bowl games this year probably. If that happens, the MAC may say, hey, do you mind if we put a team in a bowl game back here and we can get a Pac-12 team? So that could open up the door for us to get a Washington or an Arizona into the Poinsettia Bowl, which would be pretty good. So, excuse me. So with that, are there any questions?